I love about 2020? Yes, there are things that I absolutely loved, which was an opportunity to reset, to revisit, to review, to revise, to evaluate. After you kind of get over the trauma and all the other different things, now there's how you emerge better. And you're like, you know what, I appreciate this time to really look at the dreams I have ahead of me. Are they in alignment with who I am and what I'm supposed to do? And so what I loved was also just knowing that life could just as much change any minute. And so it makes every other decision that you make even more meaningful. You become more intentional. I think what I also loved was my ability to revisit some of the principles I'd learned over the years, and to say where and in what ways had I failed myself or decided to relax on these things, and to kind of just have those synthesized again in a very new way for you. And starting to just fall in love with creating and writing, and understanding that art is still art. If you didn't reach a launch date, you didn't lose that whole entire product. You can always make it better, and you can always improve. And preparation, or more preparation, does not make you any less meaningful or impactful. If anything, it refines who you are at your core. And so that's what I really loved, the ability to then face myself in that way. It had been a while since that had happened, because I was so busy traveling here, over there, and you just realize, okay, now I just have this to focus on, my health and all that. And so those are some of the elements that I just said, well, to be fair, I'm grateful. And then also just loving the opportunity of being able to cast a revised vision for the new decade. For me, it kind of took me back to when I was 25. I was like, 2020, as much as the world is crazy, I think in 2010 we were also experiencing so many transitions, everyone just wondering what's going to happen and all that. And so it's the era of this, the era of that. And so I think in being able to say, it's not so much about 2020 for me. From 2010 to 2020, I set up a vision. What is it that I achieved? And my, the ability to look at that and say, my goodness, maybe I am the woman I think I am.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. That is love. Self-love.
Yeah, that self-love, that's self-respect, that's self-honor. Because I think sometimes we forget that loving others is something that we give from a tank that is full, with our ability to honor ourselves as vessels that are not particularly perfect. They're worthy and deserving of love and of being served as much as we serve. And so sometimes when you are forced to look inward and learn new ways or practice ways in which you can honor the vessel that you are, not to say you're perfect, you find that you are in a much better position to love another or to love others, and to give from a tank that you are intentionally deciding to feel one way or the other. And I think in a sense I fell in love with that opportunity to look at that within a little tiny corner and just be like, okay, Pretty, yes, you overwork, which I do, but what does that mean for me? What does that serve? This is my way of expressing love for the world, love for humanity, love for God, love for my family, and so it's love is so wide. There was so much beyond just the self. It's about seeing so much compassion around the world as well, because it's not like everything was just going crazy. We started to see also humanity in ways rise in ways that just makes you go like, oh, oh, you know. And so I loved to see that side, and you start to see media people, whoever you thought was in the spotlight, literally being in their natural habitat, and you're like, I can do that. I don't even have to wait until I have the perfect of any. So I loved those things. In a way, it's like everything was just sort of reduced to its very minute details, and you were able to have an inside look in a way that was a bit different. And that for me is something that I also loved about the year, beyond just, what can I feel into myself. And yeah, I loved opportunities to give, to connect with people that I was able to connect with. And also I loved the opportunity to disconnect with those I needed to disconnect from.
That's love. Like,